All right, let's jump right into this explainer. If you're looking for a complete, welfare-first guide to keeping one of the absolute most captivating creatures in the aquarium world, the Oscar fish, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to move way beyond the basic facts today and break down exactly what it takes to help an Oscar truly thrive in your home. You know, Oscars are often affectionately called river dogs, and honestly, it makes perfect sense. They are highly intelligent, really purposeful swimmers that will literally recognize you when you walk in the room. They'll swim right up to the glass to greet you, and you can even train them to be hand-fed. It's this massive, incredible personality packed into a beautiful marbled orange and black fish. But, and this is a big but, that wild intellect and sheer size mean they require a very serious level of commitment. They are definitely not a starter fish. Today's roadmap is going to cover meeting the Oscar fish, your welfare-first tank setup, behavior and tank mates, diet and daily nutrition, health, wellness, and breeding, and finally, your ultimate Oscar care checklist. Section 1. Meet the Oscar fish. So the absolute most crucial thing to wrap your head around right from the start is that you are bringing a massive animal into your home. A full-grown adult Oscar will easily reach a staggering 10 to 12 inches in length in captivity, and if they were in the wild, they could even hit 14 inches. You aren't just dealing with a long fish, this is a thick, heavy-bodied powerhouse with a giant head and a really large mouth. And because of that size, bringing an Oscar home is a huge long-term commitment. These guys will live anywhere from 8 to 15 years in captivity. But if you provide optimal conditions, which is exactly what we're dialing in today, they can live up to 20 years. 20 years! You are essentially adopting a pet for the next 2 decades of your life. Section 2, Welfare First Tank Setup. Now, we really need to understand the difference between an animal that is just surviving and one that's truly thriving. While a 55-gallon tank is the absolute bare minimum for a single Oscar to just exist, true welfare-first care demands a 75-gallon tank or even larger if you can swing it. They need heavy-duty filtration to handle their massive bioload and to mimic their natural, fast-flowing Amazonian environment. You'll also want to give them a soft sand substrate with some debris and vegetation scattered around to replicate that wild riverbed feel. To keep that environment flawless, you've got to strictly maintain these water parameters. Since they're tropical fish from South America, the water has to stay warm, between 74 and 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Just a heads up, if the water drops below 55 degrees, they simply won't survive. Keep the pH neutral, somewhere between 6.0 and 8.0, with medium hard water. Oh, and here's a really fun quirk about them. You absolutely must firmly anchor down all your decorations and use heavy rocks. These fish are basically amateur interior designers. They love to dig in the sand and physically rearrange their homes exactly how they want them. Section 3, Behavior and Tank Mates. Okay, so despite all that charm and intelligence they show you, there's a stark reality we have to face. Oscars are highly territorial and can be really aggressive toward other fish. Because of this, keeping an Oscar completely by itself is very often the absolute best choice. It just completely eliminates fighting, fin nipping, and chronic stress for everybody. But hey, if you absolutely must have a community tank, you have to be incredibly careful. You can only select large, passive companions. We're talking fish like beachers, silver dollars, stalefin plecos, severum, or jaguar cichlids, basically robust tank mates that won't easily get pushed around. And pay super close attention to this critical rule. Absolutely no small fish or invertebrates. Crabs, shrimp, small tetras, those aren't roommates, that's an expensive lunch. An Oscar will instantly eat literally anything smaller than its own mouth. Oh, and if you do add companions, you need an extra 30 gallons of tank space for every single one. Moving on to Section 4, Diet and Daily Nutrition. In the wild, Oscars are opportunistic omnivores. They'll eat larvae, small fish, plant matter, pretty much whatever they can find. So to replicate those hunting instincts and keep their colors super vibrant, they need a really varied diet. You'll want to build a strong base with high-quality store-bought pellets or flakes. That should be about 40% of their intake. Then, balance that out with another 40% of protein-rich live or frozen foods, like brine shrimp and daphnia. Round the whole thing out with 20% plant-based foods. Think green veggies or algae wafers. Now, for daily maintenance, this is probably the most important thing you'll hear, the 2-minute rule. It is so much better to split their food into 2 or 3 small meals throughout the day, instead of one giant feast. And for each feeding, only give them exactly what they can completely finish in 2 minutes, no more. This is absolutely crucial because it stops dangerous overfeeding, prevents leftover food from rotting at the bottom of your tank, and keeps your water chemistry perfectly clean. Section 5. Health, Wellness, and Breeding. You have to be super vigilant and intervene immediately if you spot any warning signs of disease. Hole in the head disease, for example, is caused by a parasite, and it literally creates visible lesions on the fish's head or torso. It's almost always a direct sign of poor water quality. Then there's itch, which shows up as tiny white spots and causes your fish to flash, which basically means they start rubbing aggressively against rocks or wood to scratch themselves. And fin rot will leave their fins looking milky, tattered, or blackened. The secret to preventing all of this? Stave off environmental stress by maintaining flawless water quality and oxygen levels. Now, what about breeding? Honestly, breeding Oscars in captivity is notoriously tough. For one, they are incredibly picky about who they mate with. Plus, males and females look practically identical, so just getting a true pair is a challenge. If you do try it, you've got to use a separate breeding tank and follow a very specific protocol. The coolest part is you actually have to lower the water temperature slightly to mimic the Amazonian rainy season. That's the trigger they need. If they hit it off, they'll start flaring their gills and vibrating their tails. The female can lay up to 3,000 eggs on a flat rock. The parents will guard them fiercely for about 3 days, but the second those babies hatch, you must remove the parents, otherwise they will actually eat their own fry. Section 6. Ultimate Oscar Care Checklist. Let's pull this all together. Here is your daily, weekly, and lifelong game plan. It starts before you even bring the fish home, by securing a massive tank, 75 gallons or more. You've got to dial in that heavy filtration and keep the water warm and neutral. You are committing to frequent religious water changes. You're acting as their personal chef, serving up a varied diet based strictly on that 2-minute rule. And finally, you have to be their doctor and behavioral specialist, constantly keeping an eye out for aggression or health issues. We have covered a massive amount of ground today. Knowing their foot-long size, their famously aggressive yet deeply intelligent personality, and the heavy-duty water maintenance required. The only question left to ask yourself is this: are you truly ready to provide a thriving, welfare-first home for the magnificent river dog for the next 20 years?